Hey, I'm Bob. I've been totally blind since birth, and I'm into horror anthology TV shows. This is part 9 of my Halloween month video vlog series I've been filming throughout October of 2021. And we're talking about a little TV show from the 90s called Are You Afraid of the Dark? And for those of you who are wondering, no, I am not afraid of the dark because I live in the dark all the time, so why the heck would I be? I mean, unless Tim Curry or Doug Bradley or Aaron Tager or Richard Dumont happen to be saying scary things after 8:30 at night, maybe I am afraid of the dark occasionally. So sometimes one of you, or maybe some of you, had to have wondered about that. I mean, come on. So, what a TV show Are You Afraid of the Dark was. If you happen to be a former 90s kid such as myself and have access to Nickelodeon and the SNCC programming block from 7 to 9 every Saturday, man, you didn't want to miss Are You Afraid of the Dark. It came on for those of us who lived in Central Standard Time around 8:30. And I saw my first episode when I was around 9 years old. It was 1992, probably mid-September. Would have been right after we got cable. So a bunch of new Nickelodeon vistas had opened themselves to me. And my first episode was Tale of the Phantom Cab. And that one, of course, featured the late, great Aaron Tager as Dr. Vink with a va, and he is not a nutbag. So I don't know if it was his stellar performance as Dr. Vink or the twists and turns that the episode took for 9-year-old me as I was watching it in my own way for the first time. But I got hooked on that show, and I would watch every episode I could. I rarely missed a new episode when it aired in the 90s. And it was always cool when that theme song started. I would usually be in my room, sitting on my bed by my little TV stand, and whenever that ghostly keening part of the main theme was getting ready to start, my feet would jerk themselves up into my bed, and I would put them under my covers because I thought something might just want to reach out from under my bed and grab them. Some of my favorite episodes of Are You Afraid, let me see, they would have to be Tale of the Phantom Cab, of course. That was the first episode I ever saw. Tale of the Dark Music was another fun one. That was the one where the kid found this spooky radio in his basement, and his uncle had made a pact with this monstrous entity that lived down there. And it was a really scary, dark episode for a 90s TV show on Nickelodeon. What a fantastic episode that was. Just from the sound alone, your imagination could run wild if you were just listening to that episode. Tale of the Dark Dragon was a fun one. That one, of course, featured Richard Dumont as Sardo. No mister, accent on the dough. So if you guys ever meet him, go into an alternate reality and where there is an actual Sardo, you better pronounce his name like that, or you will hear from him about it. And Tale of the Dark Dragon was... I think about this kid who was down on his looks, and he kept taking this potion in order to appear more suave. I think it was a bit of a body horror episode. I think I don't know what the visuals were in that one, but that always creeped me out when I was a kid. Let's see, Tale of the Dangerous Soup was another good one. Tale of the Midnight Madness, and of course, Tale of Cutter's Treasure Parts 1 and 2. I remember when the Tale of Cutter's Treasure Parts 1 and 2 aired. It was right before Halloween in 1994. That was the one where Dr. Vink teamed up with Sardo, and they were actually helping the kiddos out in that story. So what a fun team up that was. And Dr. Vink actually proved himself to be a bit of a likable guy in that two-part. It was a pretty cool episode. And, I mean... there were so many good ones. I wish I could make these videos a bit longer, but I know, you guys probably have things to do. Tale of Laughing in the Dark was another good one. That legendary episode featuring Zebo the Clown. I had seen the made-for-TV version of Stephen King's It by then. So, I mean, Zebo scared me but not as much. Not as much. He did scare me a little though. That was the one where the kid stole the nose of the ghost clown in the funhouse on a dare, and he was subsequently haunted by that particular clown while he was home alone later in the episode. That was another one of my favorites. Tale of Watcher's Woods was a fun one. I think that freaked my cousin Sarah out because the character in that one had her name, and the creepy entity kept whispering the name Sarah throughout the episode. So that was a fun one for me, not so much for my cousin. Quite a few good ones, and I think another thing that stood out to me pertaining to Are You Afraid of the Dark was that the female protagonists in that series, they weren't your usual horror genre damsels in distress, back in the 90s and the 80s. These girls would scream their heads off, but they got stuff done. They might have screamed their heads off along with the boys, but when it was time to face the weekly monster or alien or ghost or entity or whatever, your female protagonist, man, they would come out on top. And it was always fun to watch TV shows like that back in the 90s. And I really enjoyed the cast members who would play the kids from the Midnight Society. I always liked the wraparounds that they would do from the beginning and the ending of the TV shows. You'd see a lot of those guys getting up to antics, pulling pranks on each other throughout the series, and that's always cool. So yeah, for any of you former 90s kids who happen to watch this, it was quite a time to be a fan of all things scary. And I'm aware that there is a revival. I think it started in 2019 and it's still going. I don't have cable, so I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it's awesome though. I would hope that kids in our present day would have discovered this show and might have gotten a couple of good scares out of it as well. It's cool that Nickelodeon is revisiting things from my generation and bringing that stuff back. So good on you, Nick. That will do for Are You Afraid of the Dark? Man, I hope I'm not forgetting anything. There are so many fun and scary episodes, but I guess that'll do. Next time we're going to be talking about Tales from the Crypt, another fun live action scary show that I watched in the 90s. So be here for that. In the meantime, have a very safe Halloween week. I believe it's October 25th as I'm filming this particular video, and I will hear you guys in the next Halloween month video.